Okay, well, let me start by pulling my microphone out properly. But we should be good. Hopefully you guys can see me alright. I'm a little late, which isn't a great way to start. But Streamlabs was being fussy. I basically had to log out and log in again and reset all of my parameters because for some reason it was just like, we don't know what your account is. We're so sorry. So, got that figured out. Fortunately, it looks like everything is working properly, which is nice, considering the last time I streamed, things went horribly wrong. So I'm glad that we're back in business. I'm glad that it wasn't a bigger issue. The poll, I ran a poll on my Twitter earlier that was basically asking which long form series we should do now that I've hit affiliate, which by the way is pretty awesome, and thank everyone for being here and making that possible. But the original winner of the poll was Persona 5, and I was like, okay, cool, yeah, absolutely, I have a capture card ready and everything. So I went to go set up my capture card, and I have to put it in the computer tower, which I don't know how to do, so I'll have to figure something out for that. But in the meantime, it had been a little while since I streamed, and I really wanted to stream again, so I went with the runner-up, which is Doki Doki, and I've played and I've seen everything involving the original Doki Doki Literature Club, but what I'm streaming now is Doki Doki Plus, and I don't know any differences between the original and Plus. So we've returned from the stream of death. I know, we've made it successfully. But no, as I was just saying, I've played the original Doki Doki, but I don't know anything about Plus. Hi, oh my god, Pisces, hi. Thank you for lurking, I adore you. No, we're just gonna be playing Doki Doki Plus today, and I'll get to see what's different. I don't know how far in we'll get. I don't know if we'll get past the first section, but we'll do our darndest. Hi! I finally remembered to turn on mature stream, which is good that I remembered for this one, because with LEGO Star Wars there wasn't much to be worried about outside of my potty mouth, but this has more need for the adult content warning. So let me know, I'll let you guys know when I start hearing background noise, and let me know if you can hear Doki Doki just fine, or if I need to fix that. But just a fair warning, this game is cute, but it's not suitable for those easily disturbed. Individual Oh, that's nice. In-game content warnings can be enabled in the setting menu at any time. No, I know pretty well the content warnings. If you guys don't know, definitely check that out before you keep watching this, because there's a lot of potentially sensitive material, but I've been in and out of the original Doki Doki, so I think we'll be fine. Oop. And I am an adult, so I can handle Doki Doki. And this is, I guess, your final warning to be safe. I'm gonna personally turn it down a little bit so that I can hear myself, but hopefully the volume is alright for you guys. And we'll start a new game, because I don't have one. And we are Momo, and we're gonna pretend that we're a girl, even if that doesn't happen. It's already distorted. The sound is? I hope not. Oh goodness, I'm glad I have water next to me. This is gonna be a lot of reading. Hey! I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. Maybe Doki Doki's gotten into your head, Nip. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We are so mean. That's so mean. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. This is, like, could never be me. Don't be mean to ladies. Ladies are beautiful, and so is especially Sayori. Be kind to your Sayoris. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Ha! Ha! Got some good expressions going on. Don't be mean to your friends, period. Exactly. Got a cute little bow going on. I don't... Okay, you can't see my mouth. My mouse. You can't see my mouth. Yeah, she's a cutie. Did the sprites get updated? A little bit? Am I losing my mind? There's a difference between playful bullying and just being a dick. I don't... Sorry, I just read that and completely lost track of what I was saying. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, know your friends' boundaries. I don't think Sayori would like us being a meanie pants to her. Especially not in her new and improved updated sprites, I'm pretty sure. I could be totally wrong and just making that up, but I'm pretty sure this is new and improved, which is cool. I overslept again! But I caught you this time! Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. I feel like I should have a mean boy voice, but I don't want to do that. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Momo. Well, yeah, that is pretty mean. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. Gays. So yeah, I think the sprites were slightly polished up for the console ports. Okay, that's pretty cool. No, I love seeing updated assets and such, but the originals were pretty good. It's just nice to see them with a fresh coat of paint. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I will warn you, my voices are gonna not be consistent. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean even if you want to. We have been pretty mean already. I think we have the capacity for meanness within us. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. I feel bad bringing this out now that the sprite is not on the screen. But I don't know if you guys noticed that the sprite was kind of disheveled, like she was rushing. One of her buttons was askew and her little, bow was pulled down like she hadn't quite finished tying it. What does she write about? He's not saying. Yeah. To her he's pretty nice, but to us we know that he's maybe not as nice as we could be, as I want us to be. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. By the way, Momo, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? Can we talk about how her vest looks like fish scales? It looks like a takoyaki. Takoyaki or is it taiyaki? Taiyaki is the fish ice cream treat that I crave all the time. It looks like a nice taiyaki coating. I'm sure it's possible that I did, in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little bit too much about me, when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Don't look at me. Yeah, I had a cookies and cream one once. I don't know if I've ever had taiyaki, and it makes me so sad. I want to experience it. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills before college. I have no skills, and I'm in college. Don't worry about it. Your happiness is really important to me, you know? And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. I wanted one so bad, but I don't know where I could possibly get one. I got mine at a con, so... Oh... Well, we're going to, a con this year. I won't specify which one for privacy reasons, but maybe we'll find them at this con. Maybe, maybe. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright, alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? We just promised you, Queen. Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Oh, now she's back up. I can point out her little disheveled bow and collar and this button that doesn't fit quite right. I think that's a nice little attention to detail. Show that she rushed out of the house. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if it does exaggerate everything inside of her head. Baby. So she's doing her best. She is doing her best, and we can only applaud her for that. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs, like a turkey club, or a ham club, or another kind of club. Pastrami, maybe? I don't know. Sayori was hungry this morning. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you— oh, my bad. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Take it from me, anime club is a bad idea. I did anime club 1 year in middle school. I want to say it was the 7th grade, where I was at my peak emo. And I had a 7th grade boyfriend who was a year older than me, so he was in the 8th grade. And that did not work out well. So also, bad experience with anime clubs. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know... Know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? I type like that, with double punctuation all the time. There is no way I'm going to your club. I don't want to join your stupid reading club. I can't read. Meanie. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Which is a fine goal, okay? Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title vice president. Because you know how that works. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less, because I can't read. My name is Jared, and I'm 19. Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please? Why do you care so much anyway? Well, we don't have enough members. I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. My friend Frank and I showed up once in high school because they were giving free cake. A few people got way too close to our personal bubbles and dipped the second we finished our cake. I mean, cheers. Score those free snacks. Let me reactivate my... There we go. Sometimes she likes to just freeze up on me. I kind of told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member. And Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Oh, this is a parallel. Oh wow, you got ads on your channel now? Moving up. I know, we hit affiliate finally. That's so awesome, right? I'm excited. This is why I want to do a long form story, or I want to do a couple because I have a bunch of my repertoire. But yeah, we hit affiliate now, so now I can do some more long-term programming. Don't make promises you can't keep, even if you do have cupcakes. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. No, we're wrecking on that sweet Twitch ad cash. I know, we're moving up. Soon enough, I'll be able to move out on my own on Twitch money. I let out a long sigh. Fine. I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go! And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone! The new member is here! I told you, don't call me a new member! Eh? I glance around the room. Oh, I have to think of a new voice. Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere! I know. Way to kill the atmosphere. If it was any choice to me, we'd be a beautiful little lady. Ah, Momo, what a nice surprise. Why do you know our name? We've just met. Miss Girl 3. You shouldn't know me. Welcome to the club. ... All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls! What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. That's it. That's the whole line. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. And he's horny. I know. Can we say things like that? That's a wrap. We done here. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student, but she's actually 27. She's been held back a ton. I don't want to deal with the math on how many times she had to be held back, which I think is 10. She is also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly into my ear. You can just ignore that when she says moody. I don't know what I just said, but I don't think it was the right line. That turns back toward the other girls. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Oh, this is me. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right! It's great to see you again, Momo. How do we know each other? How do we know each other, Monica? You tell me. Monica smiles sweetly. I miss Thang. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, charming, big ponytail, big bow. Basically completely out of my league. It's really the bow that does her over. Hey Momo, is my eyes playing tricks on me, or did Yuri's sprite shake for a second? I didn't notice anything, but I don't know. Like, I don't know what to look out for anymore. I think we should be normal up until we get farther along, but I also don't know what differences plus are, so I don't know if plus will get freakier sooner. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monica. Is this like a reference? Do you think that line? No, not like any freaky shit. Oh, you mean just like as a... I don't know, I didn't notice anything. Just her normal sprite just kind of vibrated, I think. I didn't notice anything, but I mean, we'll have the playback to check. I was gonna ask if you guys think in the... Is it history? Yeah, in this line where it's just like... Where is it? Basically completely out of my league. Do you think that's a reference to the fact that, like, in most visual novels or like harem anime with a main male protagonist, like, all of the women are beautiful and unique and totally out of the main character's league, who is just like the most basic man you can ever imagine? Do you think they got a little on the nose for it? Come sit down, Momo. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. It would be cool if they did that purposely. If they were like, we know that this is the most basic male protagonist ever, so we're gonna make it the most basic male protagonist ever. Then how about I make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Okay, I didn't get to make that decision. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Whoa! I don't know what else I was supposed to do with that line. Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing and little pieces of chocolate were used to make the ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know. Just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, then Monika. I follow. It's delicious! Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. She put arsenic in the cupcakes! Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. Betty Crocker did. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Well, why are you thanking me? It's not like I... Haven't I heard this somewhere before? Made them for you or anything. I thought you technically did. Sayori said, well, maybe. But not for, you know, you, dummy. Alright, alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monika raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me. So, what made you consider the literature club? I was forced here against my will. I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monika I was practically dragged here by Sayori. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so... That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monika, I'm surprised. It was the cupcakes, if you I was lured in by food. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member of any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, you know. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monika really is a great leader. Hello, visual novel game. I know. Making good on my promises of my 800 visual novel stockpile. Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. There was no other sprites or any other characters. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah! We'll do our best. You know it! Everyone enthusiastically agrees. That was so sweet. I don't know why that tickles me so much. That's just so cute. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. Lord, I low-key wish that they were just like, I know, that it was just like this forever and ever, amen. I'm sure that there are mods out there that are non-horror themed. I downloaded one for the original Doki Doki that was a mod that was like just the Just Monica scene, but it was expanded upon so you could talk to her every day and ask her questions and stuff. I would have liked to find a proper dating sim mod, but I made a Monica Tamagotchi basically. So, Momo, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, the backs of cereal boxes, the information on shampoo. Matt is here now. Bobo, let me use his phone. Apparently work signal. Okay, awesome. Thank you for joining, Matt. There's one where you basically meddle in Monica's shenanigans and stop her from doing crap. See, I don't want to do that because I adore Monica. I want a mod where I date her and show her the love and affection that I want her to see. Are the side stories in the new release of Doki Doki less horror? I have no idea. I've never played Doki Doki Plus. What we're playing right now is Doki Doki, but what we're playing right now is Doki Doki Plus. But I haven't personally played it. This is my first time, so I don't know what's different between this and the original. Is Plus even out yet? Or yeah, I'm playing Plus right now. When did the characters become buff in this game? In chapter 2. Oh, you're playing, yeah. So I don't know what every difference is, and hopefully there will be some cool non-horror side stories. That would be awesome. I'd like to see that. I'm hoping in this new version we can pursue Monica a little bit more. But yeah, no, buff Natsuki is a secret route. We have to unlock it. Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. I thought that was just a meme. No, it's canon. It's completely canon. And not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I saw some boobies and now I'm gonna start reading Dante's Inferno. Had to pick a book. I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. No, don't lie. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri chases the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She reads hentai. Dante's booty. Dante's booty is the hentai that she's reading. Listen, man, just go in with mangas. It's literature too, and I will die on this hill. I like, that's most of the reading I do anymore. It's because I'm reading manga. Or it's either that or AO3. And we don't talk about those. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Isn't it? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting, viewer at home? Isn't that such an interesting premise? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. DDLC fanfiction on GitHub. I think we do talk about those. I have more tabs on my phone that are AO3 than are not AO3, and it's special. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well have been having a conversation with a rock. Let's talk about how many tabs that we have open and how, like, what is the percentage of tabs that are pornographic readings? Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. She has, for someone as gentle as you, look at her. She's goth, dude. What do you think? I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. She's waiting on a Winds of Winter from George R.R. Martin as we speak. The amount of people who argue it's not is staggering, and I'm just like, you're literally reading a book of dialogue that just has visuals. And I think that's what it largely comes down to, is that there are pictures, and people are just like, if it's a picture book, it doesn't count. But like, if I'm reading something, I'm gonna take what I can get, you know? Where'd my mouse go? There you go. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh? Why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes start over to me for a split second. Never mind. My mom got killed by a horror book. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud! And give that back! Fine, fine. Your cupcakes, your poems. Everything you do is just as cute as you are. Gay. Gay, 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 gay. Horror genre killed my grandma. Damn, that Natsuki voice. Is it held? Yeah. Yeah, of course I'm gonna allow someone to say gay on my chat. Lesbians. Is the Natsuki voice okay? Is the Natsuki voice bad? Or just fitting? That's what we need to know before continuing on. Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hand on her shoulders. In a good way. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear it. What's the... Yeah, no, gay can stay. We allow gay here. I would certainly hope so. I don't know why that of all things was censored. Autobot has some issues. I'm not cute! Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Ah, not a very confident writer yet? Autobot's a homophobe, but we have to deal with it. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. Aw, I wanted to read everyone's poems. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Hmm? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically over at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it! Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. What if literature did the quizzing club and we were both girls? What if we kissed in the literature club and we were both girls? What if we read the manga and we were both girls and also we were kissing and we were reading manga about girls kissing? Isn't that right, Momo? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. I didn't expect her to shrink on me. Hold on, there's still one problem. Eh? What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club! Inception be like, what if we played a game about cute girls kissing and we were cute girls kissing and also we were being played by cute girls kissing, and this Matrix style frame story continued forever and ever of cute girls kissing. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But... I'm sorry. I thought... Momo. You all. I'm defenseless against these girls. I just want cute girls kissing. That is my agenda. Please, elect me in the next election for... I don't know. For Space Princess. I will be elected on the platform of cute girls kissing. I was gonna say elect me for president of the US. I do not want that. I want to be the Space Princess. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay. I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. Space Bunny Queen. Thank you. We have to make it a reality. By the end of this thing, the secret side story to Doki Doki Literature Club Plus is that I am a character. And at the end of it, I rescue all four of them and we go to space and we are all girlfriends. I forget if the DDLC player character is a dude or a gal or anyone. It's a dude, which is upsetting. Natsuki, like, when she first sees you, goes, "Ew, you brought a boy!" Which makes me sad, because I would also like to be a girl kissing girls in this game, but we can't have that. One by one, the girls' eyes lit up, and they all grew an inch. Yes, I'm so happy! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. You will acknowledge the fact it could be a girl playing, though. Yeah, true that. But this character is a boy. If it then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Momo, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside of me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, Momo, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right. Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she always stayed after for clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! Beep beep boo. With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls, Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and, of course, Monica. Bad bitch herself. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Can we take a moment to talk about how fucking nice those houses are? I know. What is our living situation? Do we have parents? Does any of them have parents? Alright. I'll go home to my no-parent household that I can afford on my 17-year-old salary. Rich literature club on the roof watching the stars for inspiration. That would be so cute. That would be so precious. Oh my goodness, to go stargazing with the girls. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances and I'm sure good fortune will find me and one day we'll have our stargazing date. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Beep beep boo. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Monica isn't here, which is an issue because she's my favorite. I'll put that there. We're gonna return. I'm gonna try and cheat the system. Too bad you can't see stars. I'm gonna try to work backwards and see if we can't get Monica words anyway. So like vanilla I think is Natsuki, skirt I think is Sayori, sensation, climax, defeat, tragedy, I think these are all Yuri, Imagination, I think is Sayori. Charm, I think is Natsuki, maybe. Lucky, meager. I'll say lucky. Okay, that's a Sayori word. Journey, jumpy, dream, despise. That's a Yuri word. Mouse. Like computer mouse? No. Okay. Like a little dormouse. I didn't know that there was a poem making mechanic. I don't know anything much about DDLC, so I'm new to this all. Oh, well that's awesome. So let's try to do this as spoiler free as possible for Captain Redder so they can experience it with us. Because that's awesome. If you don't know what's going on, be warned for sensitive content, but also thank you for joining, and I hope that you enjoy this playthrough, and I hope that you enjoy Doki Doki together. All around. All together is the word I was looking for. I want to spend an eternity with Monica. Okay, well, I've covered all 3 of them, so maybe that can be my tactic? Nibble sounds like Natsuki. Fireworks? Yeah, Sayori. Childhood, infinite, unrequited. Boop. Agonizing. Pretty sure she'll be fine. I've seen her writing. Oh, we got an achievement for Doki Doki Poetry Slam. So yeah, let's go Doki Doki. That was Natsuki. We'll go Clouds. That was also Natsuki. Okay, my bad. Memories is Sayori. Depression is Sayori. Thought that would be Yuri. Uh-oh. Melancholy? Okay, that's Yuri. Death. Why? Why was that not Yuri? She's the goth one. Why was that Sayori? Contamination. Unending. Anime. I think they're even. Heartbeat. Fluffy. Oops. Uncontrollable. Time. Lazy. Oh. Why is it Sayori? Why is it Sayori? Hi again, Momo. I don't know who we ended up writing our poem for. I hope we diversified our portfolio enough. Glad to see you didn't run away on us, haha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. What? What's wrong with diversifying my portfolio? Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Momo. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it, and when you can't even read properly. Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack. Dive. Nope. I adore you. It's variety. Variety and diversity are basically the same thing, though, so it counts. It counts. So you already told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I'm pretty sure the MC is hoping for other commitments. Facts. I don't know if you plan to come here and hang out or what. Okay. Okay, I get you. I get you, Nup. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Are these all like senior year students? One can only hope. Because with all the content online about these girls, my goodness. We don't quite know. And it's also, this game is kind of in a weird territory. But, we can hope, because there's stuff online. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. I don't know where I was supposed to go with that. Hope I'm taller than Natsuki. Natsuki is like 3 feet tall. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Momo always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Natsuki, best girl. Is that so? Redder, I have to tell you, be so careful with looking things up on Doki Doki if you don't know what's happening. I beg you to be careful when you're looking. Oh my goodness. You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. No, don't worry, I already know the plot. I just don't know the mechanics. Okay. Okay. I got so scared. I was like, this is one of those games you do not want to look up. How come? You and Mama can become good friends too. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori? Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I flipped out of my voice for a second, don't mind this. Both this game and Danganronpa are very easily spoiled by a simple Google search. I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up for me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out. It's reading for dummies. Doki Doki Danganronpa Club. That's I would play that game. I would play that game so fast. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, kiss while we read it. The MC pointed in shades to save the situation. Discuss it if you wanted. How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book, and then I eat it. Phew. Well, you can read at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Right here, next to the locker. You can't see it though, but they're there. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rumming around in the closet. Rummaging. What did I say? I was reading and discussing a story immediately turned into it must be romantic. Cause this is a dating sim. Man, it looks like no one wants to be bothered today. I slumped down into the nearest desk. How am I supposed to occupy myself with something literature related by myself like this? I guess I could always read some of the book Yuri gave me, but I'm feeling a little too tired to read. I could probably fall asleep right now. I close my eyes and end up listening in on Sayori's conversation with Monica. We're probably gonna seem really lame compared to all the other clubs though. Well, we can't give up. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. Reading is romantic. The problem is that the idea of a literature club sounds too dense and intellectual. Monica just called the entire school dumb as hell. But it's not like that at all, you know? We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds. That doesn't solve the problem, though. What do you mean? Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? And after they come, we can do the thing to speak to their creative minds. What's this? Sayori is taking this really seriously. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this. Huh. That's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick? What kind? Well, I guess we could... Cupcakes! The problem with school literature is not reading itself, but it's the fact you're forced to. I don't know, I found out that's what turns people off. And that's a fair point. I like some of my favorite books ever, and my favorite book ever, which is Frankenstein, I only discovered because it was a forced reading in class, but I like, there's just as many books where I was just like, I hate this forever, and I could never read this again in my entire life, and I would be so happy. Thank you, Renner! I love Frankenstein so much. I feel bad when I say it's my favorite book, because I'm like, is that too obvious? Is that too easy of a choice? But I love Frankenstein so much. It's definitely my favorite book, like, ever, ever, ever in the whole world. I could talk about it for hours, and I have thought about, like, maybe doing little snippets here and there around October for Halloween, if that interests anyone, but we'll see. Good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that. I think the author was like 17 when she first drafted too. Mary Shelley goes. She's such a queen. And we respect her for it. Ah, you're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it? Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Cupcakes it is then. I feel like Frankenstein is somehow incredibly niche despite how many people know it. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's one of those cases where it might have been taken over by like pop culture stuff. So people know a lot of the iconography of Frankenstein, but not necessarily like actual story beats from the book, you know? But I don't know. I don't really ever get to talk about Frankenstein too much except for like my personal friends, which I appreciate, but all of them like know what's up with Frankenstein, so I don't really have much of an outside experience with books. Reading by yourself on your own terms can be fun, but I remember there was one time I had to do a report on the book Animal Farm, and every time I so much had a thought about the book, I got a migraine. That's how I felt about, oh my goodness, I think I hated it so much that I forgot about it. There was a book about a wolf, or something like that, and I just cannot, ever since I was little, I've never been able to read, like, engage in stories about animals, because I'm like, I'm not an animal, I'm a human, I'm a people. So I don't remember, I think it was White Fang, I almost called it White Claw. I heard Animal Farm and Orwell's books in general are pretty heavy. George Orwell did Animal Farm? Didn't he also do 1984? That's a book, 1984 is heavy. I think it's a good book, but yeah, it's definitely heavy. I never remember authors. I remember Mary Shelley, and I know that George Orwell did 1984, and that is it. Okay. We learned something new. I've never read Animal Farm. I was never in a class that did it. I had to read 1984, Brave New World, The Glass Castle for a summer reading. Got to read Frankenstein. That was like the highlight of everything, and then everything else kind of fades into the background except for possibly White Fang, because I was like, I'm not a doggy, I don't relate to a doggy. Which I feel bad saying. I was never a Warrior Cats kid or like a Wolf Stories kid, because I was like, I'm a people. We are having a literature club! So true, bestie! This is the spirit! I didn't get to read 1984 or Frankenstein for school. Momo not reconfirmed. I never got into it. I think the closest I ever got was My Little Pony, and I haven't watched that yet. Oh, it's 1 year. Yeah. I understand the contrast. I'm hungry. Anyway. We still need to work out the details of the event itself. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayori is still her usual self. But therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sayori can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I end up letting her get on my case about things. Gotta go to dinner. I gotta go for dinner now. Good luck on the rest of the game. It was fun to tune in. Thank you so much for joining! My thing's frozen. I'm trying to wave my head at you. Please, activate. Okay. Bye, Redder. Have a good dinner. Have a good dinner of Doritos. We'll be playing more of this, obviously, so thank you for joining in, and I hope that you enjoy if you tune in next time. Bye-bye! I suppose that's why I end up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. I opened my eyes to find Sayori's face filling my vision. I nearly fell out of my chair. Sorry. First jump scare. We did it. Wait, actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club. Does our school have a napping club? Priorities. You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know? You'll need to get used to it. Don't say that so loud. I glanced over my shoulder to see if Monica overheard. It's true, though. Yeah, I know. God, I go for a napkin club. Can we have nap time again? Pretty, please. I'm sure you guys have heard about that joke that comes up, like, pretty consistently, where it's just like, when we're little, we have nap time and we don't really need it, but when we're older and we're adults and we need nap time so desperately, it's ripped away from us. You're always looking out for me, Sayori. It's what I do best. I'm losing my voices. That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you? Not every day. That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time? It's a secret. I knew it. Come on. At least give me the benefit of the doubt. I can't even do that. Look, Sayori, it's written all over you. Sayori glances around at herself. How is it written all over me? You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair is sticking out all around here. I run my fingertips down the side of Sayori's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this. My hair is just really hard to get right. I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. And there's a toothpaste stain on your collar right here. It's right there is where we'll decide that it is. I try to wipe off the stain with my finger. But nobody would ever notice that. Of course they would. Nobody's going to tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I really don't care about that. You meanie! And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori, why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet? That's super mean! Sorry, but you'll thank me later. Where are we coming from? We're all talk. We don't have a girlfriend. We don't have a girlfriend. Why are we getting on Sayori for not having a boyfriend? I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. This is so funny. What is? Well, I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these kinds of things. Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it, stupid. It's okay, though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you? I guess. Hey, be careful. The button might come off. Why is this one so hard to close? I struggle to fully close the button near her chest. We're touching her boobies, dude. Okay, that was a jab that did not need to be said. Exactly! We're being so mean. Does this thing even fit you properly? It did when I bought it. Sigh. Watching this a second time after playing this, the MC is kind of rude. The foreshadowing is actually a lot better than I remember. I know, we're being such a meanie pants. We're being such a butthead to Sayori. If you ever buttoned it, you would have noticed sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about? It means my boost got bigger again. Don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look much better now, so, why does it feel strange to see Sayori's blazer button up like this? But it's so stuffy. It's not worth it at all. Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer once more. Phew, that's so much better. Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around. So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right? What kind of logic is that? Can we talk about something real fast? What? What do we need to talk about real fast? And why are you saying that like it's a good thing? Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do things like this. And you take care of me better than anyone else would anyway. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned. Stop saying all these embarrassing things. Eh? I didn't say anything embarrassing. Jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier. Only if you focus on going to bed earlier. Fine, fine. So the MC at the end just sat there and watched his best friend and other two friends basically die. Only for Monika to promptly tell him he suffered because she wanted to get us. Uh-huh. Sayori has baby energies. It's a deal. I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves. Yeah, I guess so, huh? So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning. You're doing it again, Sayori. But I was joking that time. Oh, sorry, Anep, I didn't think you'd finish the thought. I just feel really bad. I mean, it goes like... I think they go pretty well into it in the story well enough that I don't particularly mind. Like, the way that the story is set up and, like, the reality of the game makes me feel a little bit better about everything. But, yeah, no, like, a lot of bad stuff happens. A lot of bad stuff happens, and we'll try to survive it. Man, oh, pfft. Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes. Okay, everyone. Eh? Monika suddenly calls out. I also recognize that, like, I have a huge bias because Monika is my favorite character. Like, above and beyond my favorite character. Can we delete Monika early, though? I'm not planning on it. I really like Monika. She's my favorite. I know everything about the original game, and she's still my favorite, okay? So we're going to be nice to her and try to find a way out of this cycle of tragedy for everyone. We're gonna find the good way out. Why don't we share the poems we wrote now? Yay! Mama, I can't wait to read yours. Yeah, same. I fail to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve her poem. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with her. No, I like... she's a character I think is super interesting. I like Monika a whole lot, and I'm making really bad hearts around her head. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. Like, that's also why I'm interested in a mod of this game, where it's like a normal visual novel and not a super meta horror visual novel, because I would love to play like an actual route with her. Monika's one of the best characters up until the reveal, TBH. Personally, at least. I love everything about her. I think, especially like as a vessel for what they're doing with this game, I think it's super interesting. I just can't bring it in myself to hate her. Like, I know everything that goes on, but I think she's super interesting. And she's one of those characters that I can write an analysis essay about. Like, I like her as a character and I feel for her, but the other girls, aware or not, are still just as alive as she is, you know. But isn't it the whole, point of the game that they're not alive? And at least that's what I always figured, is that Monika... We're getting into spoiler territory, so spoiler warning. But like, the whole point of this game is that Monika realizes that they're not real, right? So like, they don't actually go through any of that stuff, which makes me feel better. Because if they're all video game characters, whether they recognize it or not, then then it should all be fine, right? Well, it's not all fine, because we still have to deal with it, and it's not nice stuff, but I don't know, I've always felt better about it, because when you look at it from, like, the perspective of Monika's character arc, it is kind of tragic to imagine that you're in a world where you discover that nothing around you is real. It's like how everyone believes, not everyone, there are people who believe in the Matrix simulation theory, and, like, in this game, her life is actually like a Matrix simulation theory. So she wakes up to realize that everything that she's ever known is not real, so why should any of this matter? And it still sucks. Like, I'm not trying to take that away, it still sucks. And I'm not saying she's a good character, I'm saying she's an interesting character, and I'm saying she's a good character in terms of creative. I'm not saying she's a nice character, but I really like her. And my relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? Oh, but I've never finished my point. That with Monika, I would really like to find a mod where it's an actual dating sim, because she has, like, everything going for her in a type of character archetype that I really enjoy. Like, the pretty pop, like, she's just, like, type A, such a Momo character type that I adore, and I'd love to play an actual dating sim with her, and not one where, like, you have this perfect character set up for you, and then all of it comes tumbling down in a really cool way, but we never get to enjoy her in the dating sim proper. We just get just Monika. Just Monika. I can't wait! Sayori and Monika enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monika wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monika's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. I don't know. I really love all of the girls. Like, Monika is absolutely my favorite, but I love all of these girls, and, like, obviously seeing what happens to all of them is super tragic and heart-wrenching, but it makes it like, personally for me, it makes me feel better when you get into the meta of the game, because we see awful stuff happen to them, but we know that, like, it doesn't really make a difference to them, I guess, because they can't, like, they technically and literally cannot process any of that. So that makes me feel better about the stuff that we're seeing, at least. And with that said, I love all of them, but we're gonna go with Monika. I should start with Monika. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. Hi, Momo. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? She's always listening. Always listening. Oh, sorry, let me catch up. If that to happen, you need to have at least some semblance of sentience, right? Are you talking about, like, the end of first act Sayori ending, or, like, the end of second, third act Sayori ending? Because the first Sayori ending that we get, I think, is all, like, up to Monika having coded it, so there's not really any sentience on Sayori's part, it's all Monika writing that in. But Sayori being aware, I think it was more like a retroactive acknowledgement when she became the head of the literature club, you know? So she gained sentience, but I don't think she always had it. But no, that's an interesting point, because I think the way that the story says, it's like the fact that she became the new president of the literature club, and so, like, the presidency is kind of like a cursed position, I guess. So I don't think that she was always aware. I think she became aware? Question mark? But I'm not quite positive, so I'm sorry about that. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Momo. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like. Is that so? You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sorts of things in common. We may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different. It's all good. It's just how I always viewed it is all. Yeah, and I think that's part of... sorry, my model keeps locking up. I think that's part of what's interesting is that, like, there is so much room for interpretation about, like, how you view what goes on in this story. Which makes it a really cool game, because, like, again, I've played through this. I've seen it played multiple times. I've, like, gone through a lot of the intricacies, and I still think it's engaging to play because of how much interpretation you can have as the player, which is really cool. Well, that may be the case, but maybe there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem. You sure you're not reading into it too much? I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has a kind of a gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy could enjoy sad things too? Yeah, that's totally unexpected. Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little either. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. Sorry, I'm getting all my words garbled. There's also the fact that the MC reacts outside the game when Monica fucks shit up that requires a mind of their own. But isn't that kind of... I think the role that is the most confusing is the line between the player and MC, which might be purposeful. I swear no matter how hard I've tried to go a different route, I always get Sayori, and I want to see other sides in at least one of my playthroughs instead of an LP. I can try. Now that we've got Sayori, I'm gonna try to keep things as balanced as possible, and see what happens there. So I think for our next one, we'll try to go for, like, Natsuki, and the one after that, we'll try to go for Yuri, and we'll see if we've crossed the threshold by then. I don't remember how many poems we write. But yeah, no, to Nep's point, I never quite understand where MC stops and player begins. And maybe that is part of the point. But I don't know. But yeah, I don't know where MC ends and player starts, is how I should probably properly word that. But maybe Monica does. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. I'm gonna get some water before I start reading this poem. Let me, a little sippy break. This poem is called Hole in Wall. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction the sparkle protrudes, a noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend, I'll never know I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. I thought there was more. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm really not the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. She's just making fun of my performance. I butchered her work and she said, you better get it right next time. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you can say I've had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Beep doo boop doo. Let's show it to Sayori. Because we accidentally wrote it for her. Oh my goodness. This is so good, Mama. I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer. Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either. Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of people, you know? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem, it's a Momo poem! And that makes it feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheets against her chest. That's so cute. You're so weird, Sayori. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room? Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Momo. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? She's so tooth-decayingly sweet. Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That would be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Want mod where we can just opt to hug the girls at any point in the game and specific moments influences the game. I want to give them sweet loving hugs so that they know that I care for them. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Gotta take another drink of water for this. Stay hydrated, man. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you miss me, kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No, just a little bit. I keep changing her voice. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice. Or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made aging toast. Even though you were late to school? It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess that there's no point arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
This is so much fun. Monica's the best.
Yeah.
But next time I won't forget, and I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
Well, I guess I look forward to it. Literally all I eat for breakfast now is a cup of yogurt. I'm lucky if I get pregnant. If I get pregnant? What was that? What was that I needed to say that for? I wanted to say breakfast. What I got for breakfast recently are these Belvita little cookie cracker things, which is about on par for what I can expect recently. I know, I'm devolving. I have to leave the stream now. Now! I had a slip of the tongue. We're not getting pregnant for breakfast, okay? We're gonna stop. We're not gonna get pregnant. We're gonna eat Belvita cookies and crackers that taste like cinnamon sugar, and we're going to ignore everything that I just said. I didn't mean to say it, Neb. It was a slip of the tongue. I wanted to say breakfast. I'm moving forward from this moment. I guess I look forward to not getting pregnant. Let's go to Natsuki. Oh goodness. Hmm?
Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you.
That's a little blunt. Yeah, cookies. Yeah, they're really good. They're kind of big packs, and they're not a lot. Like they're 4 cookies to a pack, but there's only 5 packs. So I'm trying to make them last a bit more. But they're yummy. They taste like brown sugar and cinnamon.
Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions.
So basically, it's not cute enough for your taste.
Do you want to get smacked?
I'll pass.
Huh. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it.
Yeah.
I told you that you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously.
But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like it. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then I made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, guess not. I had gotten pumpkin Pop-Tarts as a breakfast, but I recently got the yogurt and then I started eating those instead. Pumpkin Pop-Tarts sounds so yummy. I would do anything for some Pop-Tarts right now. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Ba-doo, 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 ba-doo. Let's go to Mrs. Yuri. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes. More than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. Oh, so it's that bad. No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands.
I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. Hold on. You like? Damn, I like the DDLC music. The DDLC music is so good! And apparently if we have lag, I'm gonna give that a second. Is it the game and my speaking, or is it my model that's lagging that? It is critique time. Yuri goes hard. But yeah, no, I love the DDLC music. I like that, we listened to them very briefly, but like, I think all of the different girls have their own music when we read their poems, and I noticed that the best when I was listening to Natsuki's, even though it lasted 2 seconds. And hopefully the lag should have fixed itself by now, but our little mod, not our little mod, our very important mod, Nep, will let me know. I don't know if it's only me, but it's happened like 3 times. Oh no! That's awful. I hope that it sorts itself out. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example, and trying new things. It only happened once for me. Ooh, that's so weird. I wonder what's going on. Everyone is my little mod. It only happened once. I'm still learning a lot of the ropes when it comes to streaming, so I hope that you will forgive me. If I can figure out how to help fix lag in the future, then I'll try to do that, but for now, I'm sorry, and I hope that it sorts itself out for now. I'm so sorry. They were short though, so I didn't feel the need to say anything the first 2 times. Oh goodness, I'll definitely keep an eye out for that now though, so thank you for bringing it up to me. It may take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. Natsuki can be pretty based. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. Natsuki based. Glad I wasn't based Natsuki. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. Hi, what was that for? Ah! Giraffe, thank you! Thank you, my angel! Doki doki! Yeah, we're sharing our poems right now. We wrote a poem for Sayori, even though I tried to make it as neutral as possible. So we basically flipped a 3-sided coin and we got Sayori. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghost Yuri?
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Momo. You stupid bitch.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poems often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn putting it that way.
I hadn't even thought of that.
That's impressive.
It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things, too.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying.
I'm counting on you.
Yuri trying to tell— I know, Yuri, like, we kind of deserve it, maybe a little bit, but Yuri's just like, you're dumb as hell.
Phew.
I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they are just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language?
Eh? Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I mean, to his credit, it could be taken either way. It depends on how the reader sees it. Yeah, true. But I think our reader deserves to be knocked a couple pegs, you know? We're being a butthead, so we deserve it back, you know?
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks.
Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple of suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Momo did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own.
First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Momo liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Thanks, Natsuki. Dear friends, I apologize I've ever said such a thing to any of you. Hi. Yeah. Yeah. we can all get lost in our own symbolism sometime. You have never. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
Eh? That's not what I... you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Momo appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours.
Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Momo started showing up.
Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you! I don't like fighting, guys!
Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Can we talk about this clown music? Can we talk about this circus music going on? Don't do that to Natsuki! Redder! Don't do that! But yeah, can we talk about this, like, circus carnival clown ditty that's going on? Let me unlock my mod. It's funky, man. That's funky. Can we talk about how these girls need to chill? Yeah. Yeah. Momo. She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Momo. No fighting, only kisses. I don't want to sit on her. I don't want to sit on her, Sababi. Sababi. Oh gee, stop fighting. Y'all are the only writers in the whole damn school. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Momo? Well... how did I get dragged to this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course that's going to be... help me, Sayori? Natsuki. Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words I had in my mouth. So instead I turn to Yuri. Yuri? But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Help me, Sayori! I don't know what... I'm sorry I'm calling you Sabobi. I don't know what else to call you. I just have your username Sabobi and I'm really bad with names, so I apologize. I like my model. Sayori! Eh? Yeah. Everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Momo. Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her. I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict. Isoki. What do you have a preference for what you would like to be called, Sababi? While we're in a very silent moment, is there a way that I can... Is there something else I can call you that you would prefer? Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being. She would never. It's your immaturity that's made her upset in the first place. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes... Stop! Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your own head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because... Well... Also, Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. Big and beautiful. Wow. Natsuki should go in gay baby jail. Both of them are contributing. I think both of them belong in gay baby jail. I think that's only what's right. They go in gay baby jail and they make up and they make out and they go on a date. I just want everyone to kiss and be happy. Big and beautiful. If anyone put me in this situation over something like this, I want to say I'd not tolerate it, but realistically I'd probably cry. Sayori is nice. Big and just juicy. Just juicy, dude. Sayori. Sayori stands triumphantly. Monika stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I would too. We just whipped out titty talk all of a sudden. I'll make some tea. And I'll cover up. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So this is why Sayori is the vice president. I whisper to Monika. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader, and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject.
As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me. Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that just means Sayori's amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt. That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more. I would love to talk to her a little more. I would love to talk to her a little more. But we won't get that chance, because they want me to suffer. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Oh. It was alright. Well, mostly. Momo, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing again tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends, too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those who I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Momo, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Beep boo, beep boo boo. Sayori, about what happened earlier. Eh? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've ever seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Momo, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. Sigh. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but... does it really need to stop there? Well, we'll just see... We'll just have to... What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? Oh, what did I do? I got so scared. Why did the text box leave me all of a sudden? We'll just have to see what the futures hold. I don't know what I did to make the thing go away. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. Did I right click? Okay. Okay, I figured it out. I was so scared. I was so scared. I was like, it's not time for this yet. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. Adios text. Okay, we figured it out. I accidentally right-clicked, but that scared the piss out of me. I thought we were about to get jump scared to hell and back. Let's save here. And we got a Sayori poem, so I'll go for a Natsuki poem. We'll go down the list. Doki doki. Do. Oh, I don't know that any of these are particularly pure. Okay. Strawberry. Awesome. Oh, that was Sayori. Happiness. That was also Sayori. Okay. Vanilla. Playground. Nibble. Milk. Oh, we missed a boop. We could have done a boop. Anime. Chocolate. Suicide. Whisper. Parfait. Melody. Bubbles. Poof. Swimsuit.
Play. Oh, that was Sayori. That's sweet. Laugh. And puppy. Okay, so that should be a good Natsuki poem. That should be a good Natsuki poem. Another day passes, and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Hi, Momo. Yo, Sayori. Where did we pull yo out of? Who do we think we are, pulling out yo? Looks like you're in a good mood today. I'm just still not used to being in the club, that's all. I see. That's a pretty simple thing to get you in a good mood. But I guess it's always the simple things with you anyway. Speaking of which, I'm kind of hungry. Will you come with me to buy a snack? No thanks. That's not like you at all. I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse, Sayori? Why that all of a sudden? No reason, really. I just wanted to look at it. Sayori nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open. Then she turns it upside down and lets its contents spill onto the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. I knew it. I can see right through you, Sayori. That's not fair. How did you even know? It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming to the club room. So either you're not hungry and wanted an excuse to take a walk, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all of your money so that I would lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry. MC getting the shades back on Pixel Shades. And so that only leaves one option. I give up. Don't make me feel guilty. If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Yuri suddenly giggles. I didn't notice that she was listening in. Her face is in her book as always. I wasn't listening or anything. It was just something in my book. Yuri, tell Momo to let me borrow some money. Don't get me involved like that, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can reasonably afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. Did I didn't mean that. I got too absorbed into my book. I really like when you speak your mind, Yuri. It doesn't happen much, but it's a fun side of you. There's no way you could think that. You were right, though. I did something bad, and now I have to accept the retribution. That! Still, coming from you, Sayori, I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there? Don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me. But you wouldn't have come if it weren't for the cupcakes. So I had to trick Natsuki into making them. Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles onto the desk. Pwap. Yeah. Ow. What was... a cookie. Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glances around. Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution. Retribution. Actually, that one almost worked. I was just gonna give it to you, but then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. It was totally worth seeing your reaction, though. Natsuki, it's so nice of you. I'm so happy. Sayori hugs the cookie. Geez, just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. So good. Sayori suddenly clasps her hands around her mouth. I bit my tongue. You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Oh, yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez, beggars can't be choosers. But yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me.
Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki, then wraps her arms around her. Ah, jeez. I get it. Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off of her. Oh. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. Hey! Did you seriously just do that? Mouthful, Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri and I laugh as well. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monika, can you tell Sayori... Natsuki glances around. Monika isn't in the club room. Where's Monika anyway? I would hug a random cookie I can eat. Gay club. No, you're right for that. Hugging cookies is good, and also gay clubs are good. Gay cookie clubs are also good. That's why we play Cookie Run Kingdom. Good question. Have any of you heard anything about her lately? About her being late today? My bad. Not me. Yeah, I haven't either. That's a bit unusual. I hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. You don't think she has a... I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined. That's true. Excuse me? Suddenly, the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. Ah, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Monika chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? Monika quizzically glances at me. Never mind that. What held you up anyway? Well, my last period was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time. That makes no sense, though. You would have heard the bell ring at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monika. I don't, really. I kind of just started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano. That's so cool. You should play something for us, Monika. That's... Monika looks at me. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. Yay! That sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Momo. Monika smiles sweetly and disintegrates the rest of the girls. Hi, Cherry! Hi! Thank you for tapping in the stream. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently, and I'd really love the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So, I didn't miss anything, did I? Not really. I chose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapades. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone has already settled down. Sayori somehow already finished her entire cookie, Yuri is back to her book, and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. That's an allegory, friends. Hi! Oh, hi! Thank you, Cherry, for following. That's really sweet of you. I appreciate it. Ugh! I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there? Freaking Monika! She never puts my stuff back in the right spot! What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga. You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of those things you can't admit you're really into until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is! Natsuki snatches out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right in the middle of the set of the rest. Aha! Much better! Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box set she's admiring. Parfait girls?
It's a series I've never heard in my life. No, my internet pooped and I missed a bunch of stuff. Oh, I'm sorry you missed a bunch of stuff, Sabobi. We'll have for anything you missed, the VOD will be up as soon as I finish the stream. So you can always go back and check it out if you would like. And I'm gonna save all my VODs so I can upload them later to my YouTube channel. It's a series I've never heard before. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Momo. Consider this a lesson straight from the literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. How cute would it be if, like, in this world, the 4 girls, like Natsuki, got everyone to go to a convention and she got everyone to dress up like the main 4 characters of Parfait Girls? That would be so cute. It's exceedingly moe. Don't just stand there. Natsuki grabs my arms and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall, beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Why's that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. Speak for yourself. I am so enthralled by shoujo manga and slice of life. She'd probably have to pay Monica and Yuri a premium though. Yeah, but it would be cute nonetheless. I'd really like to see it. That's the sequel to Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. When you don't read a good slice of life. Exactly. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. So, what should I expect from this? Is there going to be plot? Well, obviously. You think I would enjoy something that didn't have a plot? I mean, well, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning is about simple things. Like there's a really funny chapter where they're obsessed with a guy at the ice cream shop. But that just helps you get to know these characters. And besides, it's still entertaining. But later on, there's all kinds of drama. Like when they get into all of their backstories and when some of the romance starts to happen. That's really what makes it good. So there are so many touching parts. Ah, is that so? It sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you. Hey, wait! What's that supposed to mean? Natsuki gave me a little shove. I just meant that I haven't yet seen you at your full power. Good save. This chapter seems like it's about baking. This is just a guess, but is there a lot of baking in this manga? Well, Natsuki pauses for a moment as if she doesn't want to admit something. Yeah. Why does that matter? It doesn't. I was just curious. Since you enjoy baking too, right? That's just a coincidence. I just happened to get into baking around the same time I got this manga. Like I would ever get into anything because it's in a manga. I feel bad for anyone that impressionable. Definitely not a coincidence. I guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking.
Still, of all the hobbies to pick up from a manga, that's definitely one of the better ones. Not to mention she's really good at it, so who am I to judge? Let me catch it. So long as slice of life doesn't turn into a painfully generic harem on either side, I'm good. That's facts. That's so true. Yeah. That's a bad slice of life, though. We like quality slice of life in here. Or like, you know, you can have some bad slice of lives, but we all have our guilty pleasure manga, you know? But it's my general rule of thumb is that I agree. I don't like harems. I'm just basically covering my behind because not every anime or manga that I like is necessarily good. I just think they're entertaining. Oh. We read on for a few more minutes. I finished a couple chapters at this point. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not. Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that. If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Sorry. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga's for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated toward the other losers around over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. I've always loved this art. It's so cute, isn't it? It's so adorable. She's so sweet. Except Monica was kind of a jerk about it. I just can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am, reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So? Jeez, that's enough! Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. I flip the page. Suddenly, Natsuki starts laughing. I totally forgot that happens! Natsuki puts her finger on one of the panels. Minori is my favorite character. She's reading Toradora. I know we're reading Parfait Girls, but she mentioned Minori and I was like, oh, Toradora. Minori is also my favorite character. She has a fang? Yeah, you didn't know that. She has a cute little fang. There's some, I think it was Game Grumps that played it, and their TV like had a weird speck in it, so they always thought that the little tooth was green. They said it looked like a little pea stuck in her mouth. But she has a cute little white fang. She Bappy. Yeah, she's so sweet. You always feel a little bad for her since she's so unlucky. But it gets especially bad when... I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Just finish this chapter. Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast to her usual bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends, I can understand why. It's hard to express in words the feeling you get when connecting with someone like that. And being able to provide that for Natsuki, for whom it's a rare experience, the thought makes me smile a little to myself. Okay, everyone. Are you all ready with today's poems? Oh, come on! Could your timing be any worse? Sorry. I just need to make sure we have enough time. Though you do look pretty cozy over there. Natsuki suddenly notices how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away from me. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna go there. Alright. Guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand it towards Natsuki. You're just giving it back? Don't you want to know what happens? Yeah, but... Monica just said... Don't be dumb. Just take it home with you. Is that really alright? I say that mostly because I didn't plan on using my spare time to read this. Well, of course. It would take forever to finish if you didn't take it home. Just finish that one before tomorrow so we can start the next one. And if it gets bent, I'll kill you. By tomorrow? I only got partway through the volume so far. King, manga is so easy to get through volumes. I don't lie. Don't lie. Especially if it's a slice of life manga, that thing is 5 chapters per volume. I swear to you. I might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this. But I suppose that's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish? Alright then. I stand up. I return to where I put my stuff and carefully slip the book into my bag. I think... Who should I show my phone to first? I think we're gonna save here. It's getting a little late. You can see on my clock it's 11:11, so make a wish. Especially because it's a slice of life, it takes like 10 minutes per chapter. No, absolutely, it takes so little time. I'm gonna do... Oops. You guys can see where my setup left me off. I'm just floating here, don't mind me. Let me fix that so I can do my send-offs. I would like to not be floating, please. There we go. So I'm going to turn on my background music, and we're going to exit this. Oh. What happened? I'm gonna return to my gaming screen because that scared me. What is happening? What is happening? What is what is this? I don't like it. What is this? What is this? Oh! I just wanted to quit the game. What is this? Oh, this is so cool and a little bit terrifying. Oh my goodness. That's cool. I just got so scared. I thought my computer died. I don't know. I guess this is part of Plus. So this is the game. This is side stories, which we can get into later. To get all 6 side stories, try writing poems for different characters and viewing their special scenes in Doki Doki Literature Club. Can do. Then there's mail, which I'm worried we might be talking to Monica soon. There's music. Oh, which one? If I can find the one that's for Natsuki. No, it's probably this one. Yeah, this is Natsuki's theme, I'm pretty sure. That's really cute and bouncy. No. What is it? Maybe we haven't unlocked their official ones, or maybe I'm just dumb. Oh, and this keeps going. That's cool. So yeah, no, this is, like I said, I've never, played Plus before. I suddenly want the Plus version. They did a lot. I know, I've never played this before. I got so terrified I didn't think that this was happening. I thought that my computer was, like, dying. Or I thought that something super scary was just about to happen. Let's look through. Ooh. Uh-oh. We're not gonna mess with any of this for now. Because I don't want to do that. Poem words.text. Oh, ooh. Am I gonna get in trouble for looking at this? There's Yuri's words, and Natsuki's words, and Sayori's words, and there's no Yuri word. I mean, there's no Monica words. Okay. That terrified me. Momo 1 Technology 3. I'm not a technology person, as we can see through everything. So we're not gonna mess with this. We're gonna look at attributions. I don't know what that is. And we're not gonna touch the characters because I'm afraid. There's no mail. We have a couple pictures, which is pretty cool. And that's the game proper. So this is really cool. I didn't know that that was a thing. Now that I know that that's a thing, I'm gonna go back to just chatting so I can properly exit out of the game. Okay. Oh my god, that was so scary.
But yeah, as you guys could see in my save data, it is 11:15 over here, and I have school tomorrow in the early afternoon. Sorry. So, when you're getting me anxious with this, please stop. I can't help it. I don't know what I'm doing. So yeah, thank you all for joining me. I'm really excited to see what else is different between the original and Doki Doki Plus, because that was a huge surprise to me. I was not expecting that at all. But yeah, I'm hoping to play this, and obviously I'll have to figure out my capture card situation, because the people voted for Persona 5, but I couldn't make that work this stream. But so we're gonna keep playing Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, and I might start interchanging with Danganronpa to keep things from getting like too stagnant. And eventually I'll get my capture card situation figured out. But thank you all to everyone who has joined me on this first stream on our new long session of Doki Doki, and also our new stream as affiliate. I hope you all had a lot of fun, and thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. I'll put you on the proper ending screen. Bye bye.